Getting live.
Hello, everyone. Just give a little bit of a brand new video today. Oh, that was a quick intro, that one. Hello and welcome to the newest Doctor Who review. Today we're reviewing the episode Oxygen. And I mean, there's very rare. There's a mid-series episode. This is episode 5 of series 10, and I'm going to say now that there's a big spoiler warning. I'm going to talk about spoilers in this. Not just like general episode plot, but this is probably a big one for the series, so just keep that under consideration if you're watching it. So anyway, I'll get through it. So the story is, the Doctor, obviously trying to avoid staying with the Vault, decides to go into space. There's a brilliant scene in the beginning where he's doing a lecture on the vacuum of space and how that affects someone. It's really quite clever and really ties in the episode quite well. The Doctor takes Bill and Nardole to a space station where they, it's really, really quite clever. They get there and, they walk around, oxygen and that sort of thing, breathing, and then they get attacked by a suit and the ship. Overall, the monster of the episode, so the monster of the episode is pretty much the company that runs the ship. The company that runs the ship, it's capitalism at its finest, is the episode, pretty much, is that the ship and the company are trying to make as much money as possible, and they're wasting money on air for the people. The people who are working at the station aren't doing a good job. They're not getting as much resources as they should be. So in a way, they're sort of fired by allowing the company allow the suits to then kill the people by starving them with oxygen. They've also only got a little bit of oxygen anyway, because they have to. In this episode, they have to pay for oxygen. The oxygen isn't around the station; it's in the suits. So you only get 3,000 breaths. Quite clever. I personally don't think the 3,000 breaths thing was played on quite enough, but either way, I like the episode. I wish that would just be used for another episode in a different concept, but I really liked how they did this episode anyway. I'm not judging it, don't worry, it's not a downpour. Yes. So it's really quite clever. The episode plays out as you'd expect. They get chased by dead people being controlled by the suits, walking around, trying to end everyone. I think it's really quite clever. Apart from it reminded me a bit of the Vashta Nerada, and I think I'd rather just see the Vashta Nerada back. But oh well, it's dead people in suits walking around. Anyway, what happens is they manage to come round and that sort of thing. Bit of a run around the station, pretty much, until we get to this part where Bill's costume is Bill's airtight spacesuit is sort of glitched in a way and keeps freezing, and the suit's got sort of a mind of its own. And as they're escaping the zombie people, I'm just gonna can I just call them zombies? I mean, it's probably easier. As I call the suit zombies, right? Okay. So as they're escaping the suit zombies, they put themselves in an airlock and they're gonna go into space, outside the space station, to get into another part of the space station. Bill's costume glitches in the airlock and takes her helmet off, and she's like, "Oh no, I can't do this." And she's about to. The line is, "You're about to be exposed to the vacuum of space." This is my favourite scene. It's just so well filmed and edited, and it's just fantastic. The second the door opens, it all goes silent, and it's got a slight not buzzing sound, slight sort of leftover sound. Just apart from that, it's nothing. You can't hear anything. You can hear Bill and the slight breaths. Obviously taking a bit of a lesson from the lecture earlier on in the episode. She's learning to breathe, not hold it in, otherwise she'll die. And she's just sort of, you can slowly see her collapsing. There's a lot of POV shots of it all going all fuzzy, and then it just starts to go red, and then it comes back, and she's outside the space station being controlled by the suit, and there's the Doctor lending his helmet, and it's oh, it's all weird. And then Bill just wakes up, and we don't really know what's happened. It turns out the Doctor put his space helmet on Bill to save her whilst he was outside, and he stayed outside the vacuum of space for too long. And here's the big, whopping, amazing spoiler: the Doctor's blind now. The Doctor was exposed to the vacuum of space for too long, and now the Doctor's blind. I don't know what to think about this. I was thinking, I hope, and it sounds so stupid to me, but I'm thinking to myself, I hope he can see again by the time John Sim comes along, and that's going to be pretty boring. But actually, it's really quite clever. So what happens is they keep going round. The rest of the story is not really that important to me. I think it is really quite good. I love the episode. The sonic screwdriver gets broken, by the way, so expect to see the sonic sunglasses back again. But actually, I feel that this could have the sonic sunglasses will have more of a use and be more useful, and obviously be better this time than they were in the last series, and have an actual use rather than like this time where it's just absolutely stupid. Anyway. Yeah, so the Dr. Screwdriver's broken, he's blind, he hasn't got access to his TARDIS, and he's trying to save the day. He manages to do it. He manages to stop the suits from... he says if... He links their bodies up, I think. He links their heartbeat up to the nuclear reactor. So if they die, then the whole ship blows up, which would be expensive for the company, so they can't bring their little suit zombies to do that. So the suit zombies give them more air, and they're absolutely fine. Bill gets sort of brought back to life, weirdly. I don't really know how that happened, but she sort of like got put unconscious in a suit. She became a zombie for a little bit. You knew she wasn't going to die, but nice theme of that. The Doctor goes back in the TARDIS, and he sort of sits there, and Nardole sort of fixes up his eyes, like puts something in his eye, and then he's like, "Oh, absolutely fine. Oh, we're in the TARDIS," and that sort of dashes about. He puts his sunglasses on and sits at his desk and has a bit of a little convo with Bill. And the last scene we're left with is Nardole ranting at the Doctor about how close they were to dying, and how if they died, the vault person, whoever's in the vault, could get out and could cause a lot of damage. And the quote is, "You know how dangerous it is. Why would you do that?" And he's like, and Nardole does the really like adult thing, like, "Look at me when I'm talking to you," and the Doctor's just like, "I can't." You're like, "No, look at me when I'm talking to you." "I can't, Nardole, I'm still blind." And that's how it finishes, just that. So now the Doctor hasn't actually had his eyes fixed, but is still blind. Now here's my theory. I think the vault thing wasn't really explored very much, which I'm a bit disappointed with, but it doesn't matter. There's a theory ages ago that the Doctor might have been blind, and that's why he wears the sonic sunglasses for the next three-parter that we're going to get. Extremis... Oh god, I can't remember the names of the episodes. Extremis, the Pyramid at the End of the World, and... Is it the Eaters of Light or something? I hope I got that right. I really hope I did. Who? Serials. If you want to find the episode titles, by the way, so I do this in Deleted as well, they're all on... just type in Doctor Who serials, and it brings them up on Wikipedia. You got all of them. Oh, no, I didn't get it right. Okay. The Eaters of Light comes after. Right, okay, so it's Extremis, the Pyramid at the End of the World, and Lie of the Land. Three-parter, I believe. And the Doctor's going to be blind for all of that. Well, from what I know so far. So that's how it finishes. The next time trailer shows a little bit less than I thought it would. I wasn't sure whether this next one was going to be John Simm's episode, or whether it was going to be the end of the series. It looks like it's going to be the ending two-parter of the series now, because John Simm's master isn't really in the trailer. Missy is hardly in the trailer. She shows up for a fraction of a second at the end of the next time trailer, and it's already the shot we've seen. A little bit disappointing for me, being a fan of Missy. But yeah, it doesn't matter. The whole episode trailer, it shows you the whole monks thing, the weird things. It's all about the Pope and like Italy. I like that. That's a nice thing. We haven't explored that before. It's something new, and I can't wait to see that. And the fact that he's going to be doing the whole thing blind as well is quite entertaining. I did notice, and this is something I want to point out really quickly. I'm going to point it out and delete it as well. If you go on to the TV trailer for Extremis, the first opening shot of it is the Doctor without his sunglasses on, which is the first time we see that in the whole thing. So interesting enough anyway. But he's on some sort of cliff face somewhere, God knows where. But the jacket he's wearing is the jacket that he wears when he regenerates in the trailer. I think the fact that he's going to regenerate halfway through the series is going to happen. I think that's going to actually happen. And... I don't know. I really do not know. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be really, really interesting. Oh, I don't know. I certainly hope he isn't blind for long, but I'm really, really happy they went in a new direction with it. When I found out that he was blind, and he turned around and he's like, "I can't see," I was like ecstatic. I was really, really happy. Not because he's blind, but the fact that it's something new. Doctor Who's never gone in a new direction in years. They've always stood back to the traditional old, there's a monster, there's the Doctor, chase it. The Doctor's never had any major defects. It's just sort of like, oh, he knows he's going to die, or he has, you know, his TARDIS blows up at some point and he has to sort of do that. But he's never had it like a physical sort of, hasn't had any sort of physical sort of failure in him. So this is something new, and I'm really, really excited to see where they go with it. I hope Moffat doesn't cock it up in the next episode. I must say, this series is doing really, really well for itself so far. This is the best series so far, in my opinion. This is absolutely brilliant. It's blowing me away. I really cannot wait to see what they're going to be doing with the rest of it. I really hope the Vault thing isn't disappointing, and I really hope his regeneration is not going to disappoint either. It doesn't look like it is, so I hope it isn't. We're not even halfway through the series, and I'm already loving it. Pilot, brilliant. Brilliant opener. Smile was alright, okay, not the best, but it was alright. Thin Ice, brilliant. Knock Knock, a great episode, and this one, Oxygen, God, I want to give it a 10 out of 10. I really do, but should I? No, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Mainly because, I mean, I'm not complaining about it, but I think it did, I don't know, it didn't lack much. But I really want to see something more for a 10 out of 10 episode. But 9 out of 10, absolutely brilliant. One of my favourites for a while. Certainly, I'm going to remember this one. I'm definitely going to remember this one. It's a unique little standpoint of the Doctor being blind. Something we've never explored before, and it's something I'm really, really, really happy to see. I can't wait. Anyway, until then, I haven't got any ideas. There was a theory about what's in the vault, but I'm not going to go through that now. I personally think it's going to be John Simm's master. But I don't think we're going to see him in the vault. I think we're going to open the vault and Missy's going to have broken him out. Just saying. Low-key think the vault is a healing chamber for the John Sims master as he was sort of dying at the end of time, and it's sort of a healing cage / prison, and they just sort of kept him there, and then Missy's broken him out. That's what I think, but we'll see. Anyway, 9 out of 10 for Oxygen, absolutely brilliant, really, really entertaining. I was grinning throughout, and I was really, really fond of it. So thank you all. Anyway, so much for watching. I'm Squidvasant. If you have any contradictory opinions or any sort of opinions in general, make sure you leave a comment. Like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Please get the brand new store. Facebook, Twitter, Team Inverse, Creative Collective, and Ace in the description below. And also make sure you check out the new deleted episode, which should be out soon, hopefully. But until then, see you guys next time. I'm Squidvasant. Ace out. Bye bye. Bye.